Hello. Boo. See there? You jump. Oh my goodness. You jump. Ah! Fear. People. Fear. Good day, my people. This is Destiny. My YouTube channel is Destiny Forever Walks. And if this is the first time coming to my channel, then guess what? You have a personal invitation to come in and sit with Destiny and watch my videos today. Do not touch that dial. I didn't mean to put the fear in you people, but I just got a message that I want to get across. And I'm going to show you that we all have some kind of fear. We have different types of fears. And hey, it's okay. You're not alone. Just know that you're not alone. Welcome, people. Hi out there. How's your day been? I hope it's a quick video. And I'm going to ask a very serious and very deep question. And a very personal one at that. My people, I truly hope that you will answer this question with openness, with honesty, and I hope you just give me that one answer. All I'm looking for is just one answer. You can go into detail about it if you like, but please answer this question. And the topic today is posed in the form of a question. So let's get started. The title is, what is your greatest fear? You guys, you always know Destiny always saying fear, F-E-A-R, you see it in front of you, right? Fear, false, evidence, appearing real. So that's my analogy I always like to use. So my people, let's go. I believe everyone is afraid of something. I truly do. I mean, sometimes people master things better than other people. And some people deal with their fears in a totally different way, where they will take the fear of the darkness of the fear, the unknown of the fear, and they will finally eventually get it beneath them, where they'll bring more positive light toward it. And then some other people, they don't. They just let fear consume them. Every time you turn around, they are fearing something, okay? But it's okay. It's okay, because every little step that you're taking, we are conquering the enemy of fear. And I believe that fear is within us, my people. So let's get started. I believe that everyone is afraid of something. They may not have figured it all out yet, but guess what? As I said, that fear is always somewhere inside of us. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, because like I said, that's me. I'm just totally point blank, honest, raw, to the core, because I have nothing to be afraid of. I have nothing to hide anymore. I have hidden my life in the in the crutches for so long, and things I never would face or never would deal with or never talk about it. I pushed it up in the rug and went on with that grin and that smile and acting like everything is okay. But my people, Destiny has fears. I am afraid of a few things, my people, like spiders. Don't you put a spider near me. You want to see somebody? Yes, don't bring no spiders. And do not try to get me to ride my car or drive across tall bridges. I don't drive across bridges, and I hope I will never get caught in that situation where I am under the wheel. Because when people drive across bridges and I'm sitting in the car, y'all know Destiny goes down to the bottom of the floor. That's me. And that's okay. I'm working at it though. I've been working at it for a while, but I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up, because I know I have the power within me to conquer that fears, or those fears. Today, I was at my school working with my little children, and we was outside into nature, and matter of fact, ran across a spider. My enemy is the thing I'm most afraid of. And it was huge, people. It was huge, big, fuzzy, black. and he just had this big head. I took the camera that I had, the kids and we had our tablet, and we was headed to the playground, and I saw it. I took the tablet and we stopped. The kids was out there, oh, they was jumping and running, but I stopped my people, pulled out the camera, got close enough, and I took a picture of that big old ugly spider. And when I brought it back into the classroom, I showed one of my teachers that knew my fear for spiders. He said, "You took that picture? You got that close enough to take a picture?" Yes, but guess what? Yes, I fear spiders, but guess what I did? I did it within my fear. And a lot of times when we want to do things, my people, we want to overcome situations and certain things that we are afraid of or we are fearful of. It is always the best thing to do it afraid. Do it within your fear, because you're not competing with anything. You're going against the grain. You're going against the fear. You're going against the obstacles and all that. So I didn't mean to get all there. But I'm afraid of a few things like spiders and tall bridges. But I'm not asking you to tell me the few things that you're afraid of. I want you to tell me your greatest fear. And let me tell you what my greatest fear is. And I want y'all to listen to this. My greatest fear, this is Destiny talking, this is my story. My greatest fear is that most people will oversleep and they will miss their spiritual awakening. And they will never know the true meaning of life, or living to be their best version of whom the Creator God has created for them to be. That is my greatest fear. I want everybody to awaken to the greater higher self, awaken to know their purpose and their dreams, their passion to live in it. I want everybody to awaken so they can become the great and best version of whom they are created to be. But people, it scares the hell out of me, and I'd be so afraid that they're going to miss that wake-up calling, because people are constantly running because they're afraid of the unknown. They are afraid of uncharted territories. They are afraid to know the truth. And it's the truth, my people, that will make you free. So that's my biggest fear. Is people they will keep sleeping and oversleeping. Every time the spiritual awakening alarm clock goes off, they turn over and hit the button. They don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. My greatest fear, I'm going to tell you, people, is that most people, they're going to oversleep and they're going to miss their spiritual awakening. And they will never know the true meaning of life, or the true meaning of living to be their best version of themselves, of whom the Creator of this universe has created for them to be. That's my greatest fear. So now, I'm going to ask you that very same question. Now it's your turn. What is your greatest fear? And this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to help you along, so I'm not going to put you out there on the bandwagon by yourself. I'm going to tell you some other people that I ran across, people sharing their greatest fear. So what is yours? What is yours? What is your greatest fear? And I only want you to tell me your one greatest fear. And you leave all the little minor fears that you may have alone, like I said, the spiders, the tall bridges. Yes, I'm very afraid or fearful of those things. But there's one greatest of all. So I want you to tell me your greatest fear, and you leave all the minor fears that you have just out of the equation for right now. And also, my people, I will be sharing with you some very brave people who have shared their greatest fear. And I'm doing this for you guys so you won't have to feel like, hey, I'm out there all alone. But you're never alone, my people. And you feel like, hey, Destiny's putting us on the chopping block, or Destiny is out there to put us in the clutches to get us hung. No, being open, being honest, That's freedom. You're allowing yourself to break the chains. You're breaking yourself out of those boxes. You are standing up to them. You're sizing yourself up and begin to realize, hey, that fear, it does not even move me. Yes, Destiny, you're right. It's false evidence appearing real. So I'm going to show you other people who have shared their fear, their one greatest fear. And so I want you to be able to do the very same thing. I shared mine. So I don't want you to be hung up with this great fear any longer, my people. And I want you to be free so you can live to be your greater and best self. I want you to be free from this thing. I want you to break out of that fear factor. We're working on it. Every day we're working on some fears. We all have them. We all don't master them the same. We all don't deal with them the same. We all don't stand up to them in the same. Some just, we allow just conquer our whole entire life. So I want you to break free. And this is how you're going to break free, my people. You got to be openly about this question. You got to be totally, absolutely honest about this. When I ask you that question, what is your greatest fear? You're going to be totally, absolutely honest. Ain't no shamefulness. Ain't no intimidation. It's none of that stuff. I'm afraid what people are going to say about me. Hell with people. I keep telling you, you want to be free. People has kept you in the clutches too long. Now, these people, I'm going to read some of their stories, and then I want you to tell me yours. So it's your turn, my people. When I tell you, let's go, then you drop your answer in the comment box below. One way, my people, is to move past your fears. It's knowing that you're not alone. And Michael Jackson told you that. I am not alone. You're not alone. We are not alone. Because what? The creator of the universe said in that Bible, he said, I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. He's always there, even in our fears. Yea, though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for he is with us. He promised you that. You're not alone, because you never will, because he promised you in Hebrews, I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. So my people, to help you, here are a few brave people. Plus me. Now, I don't tell you my greatest fear, but here's a few brave people from all over the world who are sharing their greatest fear in life. My people, come on in and sit down. You don't want to miss this. You're about to break free from a fear that has held you in capture for too long. Today is your day to break out and become totally, absolutely free. You're going to get some goosebumps. But guess what, my people? This is going to be an awakening. One day you're really going to be so glad that, hey, Destiny gave me an opportunity to really open myself and be honest. So let's go. Here are some brave people that share their greatest fear. Okay, I have a lady named Ann. She's from India. And she said, my greatest fear is that I will die alone. And then I have this guy named Dan Stockholm from Sweden. His greatest fear, he said, losing my social structure, my work, my job, and thusly my many acquaintances. And there's Sorry, she's from Spain. She said, my deepest fear is being alone without family or friends. I can't understand how people can love me. Then I have a lady named Mary from Japan, and she said, my greatest fear is to look back and regret not having done something because I was afraid. Charvi from the Philippines said, I fear being negatively scrutinized by others. Are you getting free yet, people? These people are being totally open and honest. And then there is Steve from Sydney, I think Sydney, Australia, said, not being successful financially is my greatest fear. And then Sarah, I don't know these people, but she said, she's from the United States, and she said that my biggest fear is being left out, abandoned, and ignored. Then we have Lino from Sweden said, death, that I or someone in my family will die, to lose control over the most important thing that we have, life. That is my greatest fear. Then we have Jessica, and she's from Boston, Massachusetts. She said, I fear that I will always be a laughing stock. Then Katie from London, England said, my greatest fear is the lack of intimacy with life and people, and lack of effective and valuable contribution to the society. It's okay. We all can relate to some of these things. Then there's Judy from Tampa. She's in the United States of America. I think that's Florida. And Judy said, my greatest fear is not being able to find a job. Then Anne of France said, my greatest fear is to have no more fear. And I like that. My greatest fear is to have no more fear. And bravo. I like that one. And then there's another Sarah from the United States said, my biggest fear is not being good enough. And then we have Tanya from Switzerland said, my greatest fear is not to be good enough. Others are much better than me. That's my greatest fear. And then we have Eva from Ireland said, my biggest fear is that I won't be able to have children, or my children will be born with a serious medical condition. I'm telling people, there's a lot of fear. People fear things. They don't deal with them. They don't even sit down and try to address them, to get the grip on them, to get the handle on them. But let me finish to more people. I have a Sophia from Sweden. She said, my greatest fear is that one day I realized that I live my life not doing what makes me happy. Well, that was a good one. And then we have here Jody from Columbus, the United States. She said, my greatest fear is success. I've just discovered this and I need to get over it. Good thing, Jody. You need to get over it. Good thing that you recognize that. And then Ralph of North Brunswick, United States said, my greatest fear is regretting all that I didn't do as I lay in my hospital bed as an elderly man. Wow. That's Ralph. Wow, Ralph. And then we have a Crystal from Delta, United States of America, and she said that my greatest fear is that I will be declared to be a bad mother and not be able to see my two amazing children. Man, this is deep. This is breaking chains, my people. These things has kept them in bondage for practically probably all their lives. But when you open up and you can talk about these things, and you can openly share these with people, every time that you're opening and you're sharing that story and your fear, you're releasing it. You're letting it go. You're no longer resisting it, but you're allowing that thing to go. And this is wonderful. So wonderful. And then I have an Anthony from New York City in the United States said, my biggest fear is never taking a risk in effort to find my true calling. That is a deep one. I like that one, Anthony. Thank you. And then we have a Ronald. She's from the UK. She said, my greatest fear is being unable to realize the dream I worked toward for 30 years because of the UK's exit from the EU. Okay, Rona, okay, that's her fear, but you know what? She's getting herself free from that today. And then here is Alan from Texas. He said, my greatest fear and sorrow is not being accepted for who I am. And we have Savara from London, England. She said that my greatest fear is that I will never find what makes my heart sing and eventually pay to do it. And then Leo from New York, United States, said my biggest fear is not believing in myself. And then we have Danielle from Sacramento, California, United States, said my greatest fear will be missing out on my purpose here on this earth. Wow. Whether it's because I wasn't motivated enough to pursue dreams or distracted with life in general. I know I have a purpose that I am not yet serving. Man, now that is freedom. You got to recognize that. You go, Danielle, kudos. And then we have Rebecca here from Stuttgart, and she said, my greatest fear is to go through life living small, but not realizing it until it's too late. Whoa, that one really hit my heart. And then we have Erica from Burlington, United States, and my greatest fear is discovering that I am a deeply flawed person who will never be able to connect fully with others and be a functional part of this world. Wow, baby, get free from that fear. Then we have Ronald from Brazil saying my greatest fear is the loneliness. Then we have Jennifer from Petaluma, United States, said my greatest fear is anything happening to my son who is on his own in college and I will miss him dearly. It scares me that something could happen with him being far from home. And you know, we have those fears. We fear those things, but hey, when you talk about them, you're releasing it, you're letting it go, you're breaking that fear factor from over you. You got this, you got this. I'm telling you, Erica, it will soon go away. It will soon go away. My goodness. This is awesome, my people. And it's so many more I can go on and say. So many more. So many more. But let me tell you, this one was pretty deep right here. A lady named Michelle from Canada. She said, my greatest fear is changing my profession and having to go back to school at age 51. And not knowing if I can find the confidence to just let go and enjoy the ride. Ooh, okay. We got a Mary from Toronto, Canada said, my greatest fear is walking in a community with suspicious and weird looking people. How do I overcome this fear? To feel safe and protected at all times. And you know, we all have different kinds of fears, my people. Josephine from Sweden said, my greatest fear is that more people that I love will die. And the list is endless. It is totally endless. And we all have fears. Here's one from Italy. Her name is Laura. And she said, my greatest fear is that I won't have enough money to support myself and retire eventually. We got all kinds of fears. That's your greatest fear. And then here is Emmett in New York City said, my greatest fear is that although I do things with a lot of dedication and love, people think and say, I want to take their money and take advantage of them and be criticized for that. I can feel that. I can feel you. But people, this is deep. And once you open yourself and you allow that fear to move and go over it, because now you're gaining power when you're talking about it. You're gaining control over it because now you're releasing it. You're no longer hiding it within yourself and you're burying it deep down. You're not discussing it. Every time you talk about it, you're breaking a chain. Every time that you are addressing with somebody, you're giving yourself power over it. So, hey, it's okay. But let me tell you, there's so many more I can just go on. These are brave people because why they are brave? Because they stood up and they faced what that greatest fear was all about. That's been keeping them in locked chains, keeping them bound, keeping them from growing to be the greater and higher self. My people out there, you got to embrace your fears. What did Destiny say? Embrace your fears. Dealing with fears isn't easy, my people. Some people don't get to this place where these brave people stood up today and said what they were feeling. But once you just start standing up, start speaking out, and you start speaking out again and again, the more you speak about it, the more that you are taking away the fear. You're taking away the power of the fear. Dealing with fear isn't easy. But as they say, we can overcome. But we have to believe that the power that the creator of this universe has placed within us to overcome all obstacles, overcome the schemes and the plans that the enemy has set for us. And as they say, my people, what we resist, it persists. I'm going to say it again. What we resist, it will persist. So instead, my people, resisting your fears, you're going to have to choose to embrace them. You're going to have to choose, hey, today I am getting over that. Today I am stepping out of that box. Today, Destiny, she stood in the face of a great big spider where she ran from for years and had tripped over ladders and She fell over out of chairs trying to get a spatter. Today, she stopped in her track and said, I'm taking a picture of this huge, big, fuzzy monster spatter. I did it. I did it. Now I just got to get my butt over that tall bridge. Wow. But I faced it. I embraced it. And I faced it. So to invite these things, my people, you got to let them go. You got to stop inviting them. You got to start giving them space. You got to start giving them room to grow. So to invite them in, so you can be able to get your hands and your grip on your mind wrapped around and your powers supercharged over that, you can go ahead and say, okay, come on in, stand there, pull out the camera like I did today. I'm taking the picture of you because I'm sizing you up. Hey, you big monster, you whatever that I'm afraid of, you will not be there anymore. So invite them in and allow them to give their message. Invite these spirits in. Tell them, come on in, come on in. Let them come in and you look at them and you sit down instead of allowing them to do all the talking and send all the crazy things into your life that keeping you all feels busy out or whatever. You invite them in and allow them to give their message. What is your fear telling you, people? It has to be telling you. There's a message behind your fear. Use your fear to guide you. Use your fear to help you grow. And then use your fear to expand, my people, and move forward in a direction that serves you. That fear has no purpose for you. And we got to learn to let go of things that no longer serve us. So my people, use your fear to guide you. You better use that fear to help you to grow. And use your fear to expand you. And to move you forward in a direction that really truly serves you, that the Creator has already purposed and predestined for you to live. And remember, your largest, your greatest fears always carries your greatest growth. That is a guarantee. I'm going to say that again. Your largest and greatest fears is always and will always carry your greatest growth. Now, my people, it's your turn to share with your family and friends your one greatest fear. And leave your answer in the comment section below, my people. Please answer this question. You want to get free from that thing? Answer the question. The question is, what is your greatest fear? And go back and remember, you're not alone. Those people that I shared their brave testimonies and stories about their greatest fear, they stood up, they broke free, my people. Today is your day to break free from that one greatest fear that has held you in chain, that's held you bondage, that has held you from growing and expanding and becoming the best version you can ever be. Today is your day to stand up on it and say, I got this. Me and the Creator, we are moving forward because that's the place He has predestined for me to move. I'm out of here. I'm finished. Leave your answer in the comment section. Thank you, my people. Namaste. Love you guys. Fear, F-E-A-R. I had to let it go. You have to let it go too. I had to let it go. Namaste. Love you.